certainly a film that makes you laugh. It tugs at your heartstrings. It shocks you. Definitely, all the senses were going on for this film. Very well produced, well acted, and we're excited to welcome on Below the Belt Show.
I'm so sorry. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. So I don't know how to
see on the very bottom of the screen where it has the three circles of the microphone, camera, and the phone.
I do, but I think because I didn't do video from the beginning.
There should be a toggle switch on the bottom of your screen, and you can actually.
You want to try drop off and join us back again?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, try that, please.
Okay.
Awesome.
But we have Aaron on at least, yeah?
Yes.
All right.
That is, what's that, tea?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Yay! I have hot water.
Nice.
So let's
drink hot water without tea?
Half hot tea. Yeah, it's half hot tea.
So let's go and introduce. That's right. He is the writer, director, and the star of this great film on Amazon Prime called Inside the Rain. BTB welcomes Aaron Fisher. Aaron.
Hey.
Great to have you on Below the Belt Show. My gosh, what a film, man. I loved it. Again, like I said earlier, it tugs on your heartstrings. It makes you laugh. It shocks you in all the same ways. And because you're doing everything, writing, directing, and acting, and the star of this film.
And editing.
And you're the editor as well?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How big of a challenge was it to wear all those hats for this film?
A lot. Very challenging. It was super challenging. It's very hard. Hey, Ellen.
There's Ellen.
Hi.
There you go.
All right, let's bring Ellie on.
make it all.
Yeah, I mean, that's just yeah, I mean, I could go in more depth of like things I was working on, but like, yeah, basically doing all that is a lot of work and it's very hard.
Now,
Yeah.
do you like doing all these different aspects of the movie? Do you is it more pressure on yourself to get things right when you're like are you more critical of yourself when you're watching it back and you knowing that you did so many different aspects of the film?
I think, you know, especially on set, but even in the editing room, it's kind of hard to watch my own acting.
Right.
Because, like, I mean, I think most actors don't really want to look at themselves on screen. Ellen,
Yeah, I always wondered why that is.
Ellen, what do you think about that?
I think it's just you know your tics, and there's an element of disbelief that you don't necessarily have with yourself. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's any artist that creates anything, you know, if you look at something that you create, you're going to have a different point of view, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of
A
thing.
critical, I think an extra critical eye. You think everyone else is doing like this amazing thing and you're the one thing that's ruining it, but everyone else is like, no, it's okay,
Yeah.
it's okay. But you're like, no, you don't understand. I could have done it so much better.
Yeah. Or
You
it's,
know?
it's like what goes into a sausage, right? Or, I mean, you know.
That's an odd analogy. I love it, though.
I mean.
Never heard that one.
Aaron, first of all, both great acting job by both of you. Both of you.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal job. So Aaron, was it an easy selection for Ellen to portray Emma for your film?
We went, you know, we were submitted like over 5,000 actresses, and
Wow, 5,000.
well, yeah, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of people who want to do the part, and yeah, and then we got to Ellen, we did callbacks, and I was really happy to choose Ellen. So yeah, I
We
mean,
haven't seen each other in a minute. Like, hey.
Ellen happens to be here as well.
Yeah.
Well, we're certainly happy you picked
I feel Ellen
Ellen.
Ellen feels more like a good friend. Like, oh, I'm not thinking of her as like, oh, I found her in auditions. We're like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
So you mentioned as a friend, how do you overcome any nervousness of doing the intimate scenes that your characters are involved with?
I think we did a really good job of, I don't know, just creating that baseline. We got really lucky with the rehearsal period, which a lot of people don't get. So we took advantage of that and got to know each other really as friends, and then realized that, I mean, I think that was something that jumped out in auditions, but that we had a really natural chemistry. We laugh at the same kind of things. And that necessarily, I don't think that you can you can fake so much, but we really created that relationship by just walking around and hanging out. And I think when you do that for any romantic thing on screen, you can feel that.
I was
Yeah,
nervous doing that.
I want to add, like, before the romantic walk scene, for example, when I was watching the dailies, Ellen and I are just talking about like random shit, and then they're like action, and then so when we come in, we're just laughing. There's a few scenes like that where we're just like ha 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 in the beginning of the scene.
Yeah.
There's
Was it
also,
hard to do?
there
Was
was
it hard
one
to do
scene.
Good.
Oh, sorry. There was one scene we did where here in the dailies, Ellen is like, "I'm supposed to like you right now. Stop spinning in a circle." And I'm like, yeah.
I love it.
So is it hard to do a sex scene on camera? You know, knowing you have a crew watching you, and plus, you know, somebody you're working with. It's like, is it really awkward?
I mean, it's not like, what's funny is people think it's like hot and heavy.
Right.
And it's so, a lot of the times it's so mechanical, and it's not as like, I don't know, it's not as steamy as people would like to think. But hey, if you think that, that's great. But
Turned out steamy, which was good.
you know, it's like, hey, your hand looks better there, or like, you know, like those are.
I'm like, why are my hands like this? This feels so
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of refreshing to see like a sex scene in a movie again, because like I know it was big like in the 70s, 80s, 90s, but it seems like in recent time you barely see any kind of sex in any movies, or like you'll see the
You're not watching enough
characters
HBO,
get like
Chachi.
romantic, and all of a sudden they flash to sex more.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah. I'm talking about in movies though.
Yeah,
In
no,
movies,
I mean,
definitely.
I think people are getting. I mean, even our sex scene isn't like pretty hardcore, but I think it's like, I think people are getting creative in different ways. I just watched. Have you guys watched My Own Private Idaho? I rewatched that recently. It's a Gus Van Sant film, and it's Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix, and it's the sex scenes in it are incredible because they're just snapshots of the nudity, and so it's just like a click, click, click. I don't know. I think people are getting creative in a different way, so I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. At least for the female.
Also,
Yeah.
Also, I just want to add the film is now on YouTube free with ads, and
wow.
Yeah.
we had to make 2 kind of tiny edits to remove the first sex scene, and then remove the nudity from the sex. And I watched it, and I was like, this person's better than the one that had the nudity.
Really?
Better.
I'm okay with seeing Ellen personally.
Yeah,
I like
fine
to
with
see
that.
it. I'm okay with the Amazon Prime version. That's
It's gonna be pretty exciting.
Well,
to do
nothing
this
to do with
film.
Ellen. It's just the story just actually, I think, flows a little better in the YouTube version.
Okay.
So I have a quick question actually about the story. So at the end of the credits, it says that these characters aren't necessarily based on actual people.
I had that same question actually. That's amazing.
Yeah, but in the description, it says that you, Aaron, really do have bipolar disorder, and
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Oh. Either way, whatever. But my question was, as I was watching through the film, because I really didn't want to look too much into it, because I wanted the film to speak for itself. And as I was watching it, I thought, oh, what an interesting life story this must be, and how cool, he actually did make this into an actual movie, just like in the movie. But then at the end, it said that maybe perhaps that wasn't true. So can you just enlighten us a little bit about how you drew your actual real experiences and pulled them into this film, and also why this storyline to tell the story of someone that does have bipolar disorder?
Well, I was telling a loosely autobiographical story.
Okay.
A lot of it is true. A lot of it is like different people combined into one. Because, I was taking sort of my college experience with a romantic experience, kind of put them into one story. But the thing is, in real life, if you actually looked at that whole, the whatever number of years that those were spread apart, they honestly were part of like my 20s. I think the film is the essence of my 20s. Like, if you look at it, I will tell you that that was the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
When you're watching a movie 90 minutes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
But
well, how about the other characters? Were they inspired by anybody in particular?
Yeah, a lot of them were. That's all I can say about it.
In particular, the character of Emma, because I watched your YouTube show, A Single in Bala, and the episode 3 with Svetlana. I thought you kind of like took a little bit of that storyline and brought it into this film.
Remind me who's that? Who's that in that episode?
Svetlana in episode 3 of Single Baller is the sex worker.
Oh, okay. That was really off the cuff. I literally did not tell her a single thing. I said we're just doing we're improv. We're shooting with 3 cameras. That's it.
there. Okay.
Cool.
Like pretty much all of those episodes are like they're almost like 100% improv. But what was your other question?
Well, I was wondering if maybe the character Svetlana was kind of
okay, right,
an inspiration for Emma, as Emma's also a sex worker.
I in real life I fell in love with a girl who was more or less a sex worker, but she had done like hardcore pornography in the past,
Really?
and she had been a prostitute and all this stuff, and then when I knew her, she was doing like erotic modeling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with her, and
Wow.
Emma's little is inspired by her.
Mm-hmm.
I think Emma's her own person though, but had some inspiration. Yeah.
Well, have you shown the movie to the person that inspired that character?
If I shown the movie to no.
Okay. I don't know if you're still in contact with that person.
Yeah, no, I can't even like I can't talk about that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was actually
I can't press it.
I was actually
I'm gonna get close.
because I was
tied to the button.
Because I was gonna ask what name should I type in YouPorn to search for this actress, but I guess I'm not gonna be able to. YouPorn porno. So let's talk about assembling this amazing cast in addition to the beautiful and talented Ellen we have with us. But wow, of course, the one and only Eric Roberts, and of course the amazing Rosie Perez.
Yes.
Talk to us about that, of getting those two on board.
With Rosie Perez, I wrote the psychiatrist part in the screenplay originally.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't such a big part, and the psychiatrist didn't have as much agency in the story. Like, she wasn't as significant as a character as she was later on. Because I wanted to cast Rosie, but I was thinking this role is not good enough for her. She's not going to take it unless it's more memorable. So I went back to the script and worked on it for another 3 months, and made the character of Dr. Holloway have more agency, be bigger, more memorable. So not just more screen time, but also she has more of an effect on the plot.
Influence. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was wonderful. I thought she was so good.
She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like the first choice, and when I heard that she loved the script, I was very excited. And then she wanted to talk on the phone, so I was very nervous about when I had to talk to her on the phone. I was really nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah.
Rosie Perez makes
I was pretty starstruck just by hearing her Puerto Rican Brooklyn accent over the phone.
I love it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you can't. It's unique. She doesn't sound like anyone else.
Yeah, you definitely know it's her.
Well, one thing I loved about her character was it was real. And also, so I have post-traumatic stress disorder, so I'm familiar with therapists and all that stuff. But I thought one thing that was really great about how you wrote her was you humanized her and you made her come across as a companion and sort of like a real life sidekick or supporting character, because a lot of people aren't comfortable with therapy and they think it's going to be really clinical, which it can be. But you were able to show a really human, nurturing side of what therapy can look like. I thought it was really well done, and I thought she did a great job with that. But I also thought it was just really well written.
Thank you. She was sort of like a composite of like two, like a psychiatrist I had and my current therapist. My current therapist is telling me he's going to sue me after watching the movie.
Really?
Because I stole lines right out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I kind of sneakily wrote them on my iPhone and put it in the script. And he's like, I'm going to sue you for whatever. I don't know. But that's how he talks. He just makes fun of me every time I talk to him. It's just, but I like that better than like someone who's very like psychoanalysts, where they just don't say a single thing and everything's very serious.
Right.
So like, yeah.
No, I totally agree. I mean, you should feel comfortable with whoever you're seeking professional help from,
Definitely.
So, anyway, down the rabbit hole.
It's okay.
I think you bring up a good point, is that you can have a therapist that you have a dialogue with, and a lot of people think that you just are supposed to have therapists that and ha at you, and then you just walk out and you feel more alone. I think those therapists should be applauded, and I don't know. So I hear you, girl. I think that's
yeah.
We
got to talk about Eric Roberts. This guy is an acting legend.
So
living legend.
How did he get involved?
Well, we reached out to Eric, and he loved the script. He always says in his interviews, he's like, when my assistant says this is a good script, you got to read it. He's like, this is a good script. And he just, I don't know, he signed on board, and I was like really surprised and happy about that. And I thought he would be very funny. He's very funny in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I've actually gotten to know him much better now that I'm in LA, because I work sometimes with his wife, Eliza, who's really nice. So I'll be like, doing like a self-tape audition or whatever with Eliza, and Eric Roberts is sitting there like on the couch, kind of like the way he is in the movie when he's watching us.
Right.
And he gives some notes also, like, so I know. And Eric, I've been on so many Uber rides and plane rides with him. It's insane. He's a really interesting guy.
That's great to see your friendship continue out in Los Angeles. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's full of stories, and he's an incredible actor. He's been in so much, and
oh my gosh, yeah.
Just to like pick his mind between setups is worth anyone's while.
Aaron, this is your first full-length film, right?
Yes.
So that's pretty incredible to get these big name actors
amazing
on board.
That's cool.
Taking a chance on you. It was really, just had faith in you.
Yeah, it kind of helps also that we, Christine Vachon of Killer Films signed on board. Like, maybe 2 or 2.5 years into the writing process.
Okay.
Wow.
She saw a rough, a earlier draft of the script. She loved it, and so she signed on board, and I think that helped make our film look more legit for when we were doing casting.
Yeah, which is
Wow,
important.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That was helpful.
Mhm.
I think
that
I don't
help? Okay.
sound arrogant, but having a good script is the most important thing.
That is
Definitely,
key.
definitely.
That is key, Aaron, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have all the
Absolutely.
great actors in the world, but if the script's horrible, it's going to be a horrible movie.
Yeah.
Ellen, are you in LA?
No, I'm in New York.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're
How are you?
quarantined?
Yeah. How are both
Yeah.
of you dealing with the pandemic right now?
I mean, it's a new normal.
Yeah.
I got a little rhythm to it, which I feel good about, but I mean, it's definitely bizarre. I mean, how are y'all doing, right?
The
Yeah, it's
same
definitely
way, but
different, yeah.
obviously New York specifically has been impacted the most, and
Yeah.
just to
Are
see
you
this.
guys all in LA?
We're actually in Maryland.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally we'd be in
How's it going?
studio all together, but since this happened, we started to Skype
Right.
Yeah.
to keep the show going.
Which, like you said, sadly is the new normal.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think you get a weird rhythm to it. I do have to say for New York, I mean, people are still. I think the news sometimes makes it seem like it's a complete ghost land, but I'm in the East Village and people are still walking around, and
Okay.
granted, it's with masks on and gloves
Right,
on and
right.
6 feet apart, but
Right.
people are
Yeah.
still moving, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although I
Aaron,
have-
do you think that dealing with all this, I know this is hard on everybody, but you think this is even harder on people who have different mental disorders?
Wow, that's a good question.
I've seen that I don't actually know. I mean, I think so. I mean, my therapist, when I speak to my therapist on the phone, he's in New York because I'm from
Okay.
New York. He says everyone, and he says that the isolation is toughest for people in their 20s and 30s. He says older people are happy to stay inside, but people in their 20s and 30s are dying to mingle with other people.
Right.
They're stuck. And he says also they start to return to bad habits that they might have had.
Yes.
So if someone has a drinking problem, they start drinking or whatever, whatever your vice is. So people, they're stressed out about the isolation, so they start doing dumb things. But in terms of mental illness and stuff, I'm sure. I mean, it's hard. I've been just trying to be very productive and see a silver lining in this. I could work a lot on acting and reading books and stuff, and
writing.
but I hate it though. I hate the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't we all?
Dying to go outside
Yes.
or whatever. I don't know.
You know what though, for people I think that have suffered from physical illness or mental illness or whatever, we're so much more prepared for this. Other people are freaking out and it's much more of a shock to the system. But for me personally, I've spent so much time in various levels of types of isolation, like social isolation and stuff, that I kind of already know what I need to do to deal with it. And I also love being by myself at home, so it's not affecting me as much. But I know Chachi and Al, you guys are get me out, right?
Yeah.
From the
Out
beginning.
of here.
Yeah.
We're ready to go on trips. We're ready to go see movies, to go
I'm
to
ready to go.
nightclub.
I'm ready to go to a sushi
My
restaurant,
therapist-
right, Ellen?
Oh,
A
sushi.
sushi
Yeah.
restaurant.
My therapist thinks that people my therapist thinks that if there's still the isolation going on, he thinks people are just gonna go crazy and just start. There'll be a first wave of people just running out and things just open. And he says they'll see if that wave of people die. If they don't,
Right.
other people,
Right.
other people will start. Hey, maybe I could go outside also.
Oh, right. Right.
Yeah.
So Ellen, will you look
I
at
don't know if
sushi
it's a
the
good
same
thing.
way now?
No, I mean,
After doing
I don't think I don't think it will. I'll definitely not. I have seen girls performing at Mori before at
Yes.
parties, and
You have?
Yes. So
Oh,
I won't
I know
won't
that.
see that the same way. Absolutely. No, I mean I've told Aaron like those were some of my toughest scenes because you
Yeah, but I didn't know you seen that in real life. I actually didn't know
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It was this girl that I had fallen in love with. You know, she was getting ready to be a human sushi platter at like some private party in the Hamptons.
Right.
Yeah.
She was doing her hair and stuff like Japanese style or something. I don't know. It was very involved.
We've had a hair out. Remember, like, was it Gardell's? Used to do that naked
Yeah,
sushi.
we used to actually used to host parties with
Yeah,
naked
in Baltimore.
sushi, yeah. And
Yeah.
host a couple fun rap parties. Those are
Back in the
always
day,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
What happens
really
after the
meditative.
sushi?
I
Does
think they I
is it
think
put
they
on the catering
love
table for
it
everyone to
out.
eat afterwards? Or?
I think so.
I'll let Ellen answer that. I don't know what happened to it.
I think the girl, whoever it is, the one that I saw was kind of like an Adam and Eve situation. I think they just get up and get out, and everyone still eats all the sushi and has no questions about it. I wonder if that would happen post COVID. I don't know.
I know, right?
And Aaron's kind of
So,
a badass, like in the movie. Is that based on you in real life, Aaron? Like
What?
getting in fights and like protecting people?
I've never gotten to a physical fight in my life.
No? Okay.
I've never pushed anyone like that. No.
Have
see,
you ever
that's a good way of
Bullshitting?
telling them to fuck off. You have a good way. Like you
No,
just stare
yeah.
at.
I've gotten into. It's true. I've shouted at people like, but not no physical.
have you shouted at a Lyft driver before in real
Nope.
life? Okay.
I did shout at a guy who claimed to be the manager at like some supermarket though at like 5 a.m. situation. I stole like like something like $640 in change from my parents. Living in the house, but they were collecting like 20 years of change.
Right.
I got manic and then like took the change in the middle of the night and then like went to the supermarket to go to the Coinstar.
Right.
I put it all in the Coinstar. By the time when the ticket comes out, it says like you're owed like $600 something from the cashier.
Right.
Go to the cashier, the woman is like, "Oh, we don't got that kind of money." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, and she's like, "I got 60 in the register if you want." I'm like, "No, I want all of it." Like, where's the manager? And she like calls this other guy over, and he looks at my receipt and he goes, "Oh, we don't got that kind of money." And I was like, "What?" So, and then I got into a very, I was manic, and I also got very incensed. I was very angry. I was like,
Yeah.
"How dare you?" He just started walking away from me, and then I was like yelling at him. Then I called my dad on the phone and like screamed to my dad, like, "This fucking asshole walking with him." And my dad's like, "Where are you? What?" So, yeah. We needed a Lyft. We made it a Lyft driver. I think it was funnier like that, but also we couldn't afford the supermarket location. So
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you actually get your money from the supermarket?
it's a long story.
Okay.
This film is really sounding biographical.
Yeah.
It really is now. The more that you tell us stories.
The shit I've done in real life is actually a lot more, in a lot of cases, more crazy than what I did
Yeah.
because like in the movie, I only had 90 minutes to like explain things. In
Mhm.
real life, it gets more complicated. So if I did anything more crazy, it was easier to understand where it's coming from, as opposed to like a 90-minute film, or you have to like, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now I
So
want
you
to talk
guys-
a little bit.
Good.
Okay, Chachi. Yeah,
I was
I
gonna say,
did.
so you guys finished the film, and then like, what was the process of actually getting that on Amazon Prime? And, like how long was that process of you finishing the film and getting it picked up on like a big platform like Amazon?
How long was it? It was Ellen? I don't know. We did like 15 or 16 film festivals around the country first.
Okay.
And then in March 13th was our opening in theaters in New York. So we were going to open in New York, and then we were going to open in LA March 20th, and March 27th we were set to go in the top 40 markets around the country.
Wow.
In the AMC theaters and Regal theaters, and obviously that didn't happen because of COVID.
Right.
So we decided we didn't want to. We could have waited, for a long time to go back in the theaters, but we didn't want to lose momentum. So we went straight to digital, and it's not only on Amazon Prime. We're like on at least like 10 different platforms right now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's on
YouTube. Yeah.
It's going on another thing that I'm not allowed to say, but it's going on a big thing.
It starts with an N.
I have no comment.
All right. and for no comment.
But, first of all, can I mention?
If you go to the website, you can see like a link to every single platform. It's on at least like 10 right now.
That's great.
That's cool. Yeah.
Throughout the website URL.
Yeah.
InsideTheRain.com.
All right.
All one word.
Love it.
Inside the rain as in it's raining, it's pouring. It's not the rain.
Like that very pivotal scene, yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta say,
Reign of Terror.
Rotten Tomatoes, 83% critics and 81% audience. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yes.
You got to be happy about that.
It's InsideTheRainMovie.com.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I say it wrong?
Did you say InsideTheRain.com?
Oh, I might have. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Inside the movie. Inside the Rain movie. Inside the Rain movie.com.
My bad.
Yeah.
InsideTheRainMovie.com.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah.
No problem.
I guess this is going in the spoiler territory, but can I talk a little bit about the ending?
Sure.
And I guess a disclaimer for the listeners that are going to see this film, but I guess the ending was. I was curious, first of all, how Ben recovered and is no longer seeking therapy and why. I was also curious about Emma's future because that wasn't kind of delved into. If you could elaborate on that, Aaron.
The question was, is he not seeking therapy?
He's no longer seeking therapy. You ran into your old colleague. You're no longer seeking therapy or in the psych ward anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't say in the movie, so you can really make it up. I always saw him as like he was still doing therapy with Dr. Holloway, and he just had to be doing better. But it's true. It's not stated in the movie that's necessarily true. So I mean, you could always think of it another way. And what was the second question?
The future of Emma. The future of Ellen's character.
I don't know. Like at film festivals or the Q&As, people keep asking, "Is there a sequel?" And I'm like, I'm like, yes, and it's called Inside the Rain. Wetter is better. And I'm like, it's gonna be so much fucking rain, you won't even know what
Monsoon.
I was joking about it, but I was actually thinking about it, and it's like it's possible.
Oh, good.
It's possible that Emma would make a comeback. Possible that it couldn't be Inside the Rain without Emma.
All right.
I think Emma goes and she's needed that kind of a new kind of friendship to spur her on to the rest of her life. So I think she goes and starts a new life in LA. That's what I always thought.
Awesome.
And aren't the best films kind of nebulous at the end?
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
That both. Those
No.
Those are boring.
You know, in the earlier drafts of the script, they do get together at the end.
Oh.
They did, and then maybe 2 years into writing or 2.5 years, I realized that it no longer made any sense. Like it didn't feel organic anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was very heartbroken that my character doesn't end up with Emma. sad. I felt sad, but I realized that Ben's growth and the arc in the story and everything that leading up to it didn't make any sense anymore.
Yeah.
Ben to really grow and finish his arc in the story, he had to say, this is not the right time for me. I gotta get into a new school and work on stuff. I can't just drive with you to California right now, which was something I was gonna do in real life. This girl I fell in love with, she was saying she was gonna do photo shoots all around the U.S. and drive me to California, and I was like, I'm down. And I had met her like maybe like 2 weeks earlier or something, or 3 weeks earlier. We were already down.
Mm-hmm.
The third official date, I brought her home to mom and dad, and my brother, and my soon-to-be sister-in-law, who's Roosevelt, and so it's kind of fun. It would be kind of funny because like my date was like a literal prostitute, and my brother's girlfriend was a Roosevelt, great granddaughter of Eleanor FDR.
That's fun.
It would be funny if it was like a conservative family, but
Mm-hmm.
everyone just got along, so it's fine.
That's
But yeah.
Awesome.
I love that, and I wasn't really expecting him, because I was so into the movie, to be like, I can't go with you. But I thought it was a fantastic message,
I know. It's, to me, every time I watch it, I'm surprised. I'm like, don't be stupid. Go.
No, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And then, he has a year off to sort of be by himself, and then there's love in the end anyway. So
Yeah.
I just thought it was really well done.
Awesome.
Yeah, when I realized that I was not having Ben and Emma end up together at the end, that's when I went back into the psych ward sequence,
Mm-hmm.
and I put the Lindsay character in, and then put her at the end also to make it more nebulous, I guess.
Nebulous is a
like
good
Alan
word.
is saying.
I love it. Wow, Aaron and Ellen, wow, thank you so much for being a part of this Below the Belt Show quarantine edition of our show. And and of course, we love the film. Of course, you can check it out on Amazon Prime, YouTube, and all the platforms that are on.
TV, Vudu,
Oh, snap. Okay.
Sling, Roku, Crackle, to be announced soon. All these Prime Video, Microsoft.
It's going on. It's going on some other stuff that we can't list yet too.
Okay. Awesome. But before we let you guys go, if we could get a promo from both you guys, let us know who you are, throw out your character from Inside the Rain, and let us know that you're on Below the Belt Show. That would be amazing.
Okay. Aaron, you want to go first?
Okay.
Okay, I can go. Hi, I'm Ellen Toland, and I play Emma Taylor on Inside the Rain, and I am on the Below the Belt Show, quarantine edition.
Hi, my name is Aaron Fisher. I wrote, directed, and played the lead role in the movie Inside the Rain, and I'm on the show Below the Belt, which is great, and it's the quarantine edition.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
And real quick before you go, any other last minute projects or links or things to promote really quick?
Yeah.
Other than Inside the Rain.
I'm in this thing called Doomsday, if you want to check that out on Amazon. And
cool.
and then there's The Chaperone and Ask for Jane are also on Amazon.
Wow.
Oh, sweet. You're like the Amazon darling.
Yeah, you can stay on Amazon and watch all your projects.
Yeah. Amazon likes me, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
great.
And Aaron, what is next for you, Aaron?
It's too early to say, but I like a month and a half before the pandemic, I ordered 60 sci-fi novels from Amazon, just like kind of like impulsively. I was like, sci-fi, and then I just went on, and just bought all of them. So I'm going through those right now.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So maybe a future sci-fi project for you?
Ooh.
Perhaps a feature or TV show. I'm interested in writing, but I just really want to immerse myself in the genre because I don't. Yeah, I think it's me. It might be like a year or two before I even write like a single word.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
All right.
Time
Awesome.
to do it.
Awesome interview, Ellen
Mhm.
and Aaron. That was amazing. Thanks so much for being a part of Below the Belt Show.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Y'all are lovely.
Thanks, guys, you too.
Have a good
You guys,
Have a great evening.
Nice to meet
stay
you.
safe.
Nice to
Bye bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.